Block 6 is open. It's time for another episode of NDL Sportscenter. Some ranked games, some really cool plays, and a shootout in the snow. A lot to cover in this video. We'll start with some Big Ten action. In state hosting Wisconsin. Singleton's been on quite the heater of late. Let's see if he can keep it going against a tough Wisconsin defense. First quarter, Howler dropping back. Usually Warren is the tight end he looks for. Finds Reynolds here. And then second and goal. Screen pass Singleton. Galloping into the end zone. 7-0 Penn State. Drew dropping back. Later in the first, looking. Fortunately, he finds the wrong team. Going to be an interception. And then third and 10. Van Dyke. Ooh, thought that would be picked. He converts there. And then on the ground, Ches getting it to the end zone. Oh, 7-7. Singleton, though, getting going again. The juke flipping out of a tackle and taking it 75 yards into the end zone. Penn State up 14-7. Again, with the ball and a turnover, sacked fumble. Wisconsin recovers. Touchdown Badgers, so 14-14. Then Tyler just a little off on that throw. That gets picked off. Singleton likely to get the ball. Really cool run here. Sliding off, bouncing back, breaking a tackle. All of that to get down to the 1. And then Singleton punches it in. So it's 21-14. We're going to jump to the 4th. It's 21-20. Penn State looking to ice the game. They can't. The field goal. So 24-20. 2 minutes to go. Big interception by Mr. Reed. And he's going to try to run it back for a touchdown. And he fumbles it into the end zone. It goes out of bounds. Wisconsin recovers. Tyler finding his guy down the field inside the 50. 3rd and 4 with the run. Getting inside the 20. Wisconsin still with just one timeout here. 8 seconds to go. No timeouts. Does he cross the goal line to play? The ref says yes, so touchdown Badgers. Wisconsin ekes one out, 27-24. Second chance pays off. Reed, hell of a game for him. 12 tackles, a sack and a half, an interception. I know he wishes he had that ball back. Just hold on and maybe they get the win. Singleton, 292 yards on the ground. Jump to some SEC action. 2 ranked teams doing battle. Georgia and Ole Miss. Ole Miss sitting atop the polls, looking to pick up a win on the road. And Georgia off to a good start. Beck finding Delp. That's going to bring the ball inside the 30. 2nd and 8. Beck looking for the end zone. And a hell of an interception. Washington saving the touchdown. And not only does it save the TD, gets a pretty good return, getting it around midfield. And Ole Miss, 3rd and 13, able to capitalize. Jackson Dart finding his target. Hayden Lee for a touchdown, so 7-0 Rebels. Then Etienne, big run here, fumbles, ball just shoots 40 yards up the field, goes out the end zone. So Ole Miss benefits from that. And Hayden Lee, another big catch there. Then 4th and 1, Bentley. Smooth ride, finds his way into the end zone. Ole Miss up 14-0. Georgia trying to get some momentum. Fake punt does not work. Dart looking, but overthrows. That's going to be a pick. So Georgia, nice return. Looking to get a score before the half. But Beck just not his day in this one. Overshoots his target. That ball's going to be picked off. And then Bentley, under a minute to go, just trying to be safe here. Don't want to do anything crazy. And he breaks a huge run. Doesn't get touched. Clear lane to run through. That puts Ole Miss up 21-0 at the half. They win this one 35-3. Beck, 4 interceptions on the day. Etienne, 162 yards, but that fumble really hurt. Bentley, for Ole Miss, 82 yards, 3 touchdowns. Hayden Lee, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. as a receiver. Florida State hosting Notre Dame, two ranked teams taking battle. In this one, Notre Dame looking to follow in Ole Miss's footsteps and pick up a win on the road. And this would be an interesting way to start. Up, breaking a good run, fumble, and the offensive lineman picks it up and gets another 15 yards. Interesting. Don't see that happen very often. Price getting in the end zone. Touchdown Fighting Irish. So it's 7-0 Notre Dame. EJ dropping back. Can't drop that ball in the bucket. That's going to be picked off. And it is a sign of things to come for Florida State in this one. Price on 4th and goal. Gonna get the ball. Defense coming up with a big stop. So holding off Notre Dame for a little bit, unfortunately. Fighting Irish get the ball back. Look at this. 2nd and 6, converting for a first down. And the jet touch pass. This is going to be a big play here as Mr. Greathouse finds his way into the end zone, 14-0. So second quarter winding down. Big catch by Douglas. He fumbles. And that ball is going to be palmed up by the Fighting Irish defense. And they would capitalize because 1st and goal, Price. 2nd touchdown run of the day. 4 in total form. Notre Dame runs away at this one. 35-7. Price. 96 yards on the ground. Love 99. It's over 200 yards rushing for Notre Dame. They also forced 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions by DJ. So Notre Dame, impressive win. Florida hosting Texas. One of these ranked teams is going to win at home in this block, right? Big Mike taking on Jiggy. Arch, a little under the weather in this one, so he's going to sit this one out. Quinn's going to be in. And man, those it into coverage, finds his guy. That's going to be a touchdown, so Texas up 7-0. Lagway. Option pitch. And not quite into the end zone, but 4th and 1. The run works, so tied at 7. Play action when dropping back. He finds his fullback out the backfield, so that's going to be inside the 35. And Baxter getting into the end zone, so 14-7. Florida looking to respond. 3rd and 5. Look who's wide open. Eugene Wilson. 14-14. 3rd and forever. A check down and then able to break outside. Ryan Niblett. Huge 98-yard touchdown. Texas 21-14. Lagway, though, he responds. Drops that one in the bucket. Huge catch for Wilson. 2nd and goal, the touch pass. I'm pretty sure he didn't get in the end zone. Called a touchdown, overturned, but Jaden gets in again. So, game is tied. Quinn finding his tight end to go up 28-24. Midway through the 4th. 3rd and 6, Lagway almost sacked. And with the extra time, he's able to find Dyke down the field. 2nd and goal, huge play here. Lagway looking, Jiggy able to cover and get the sack. That ultimately leads to a 4th and goal. Player in motion, gotta have it here. And Lagway. One may not get it done, but 2 guys there, they combine for the sack. Texas winners 28-24. Quinn, 10 of 14, 269 yards, 3 touchdowns. Lagway, 2 for 236 yards, 13 of 14, very efficient. 1 TD. Gonna head out to the MAC for some action. Buffalo hosting Ohio, 2 of the newer owners in the league. And a pretty cool play here. Look at this, 3rd and 2 with the option. Shades of the PS2. Kicking off the pitch. And that's going to return for a touchdown. So Ohio going up 14-7. And then later, Anthony Tyus getting into the end zone. Ohio goes up 14. They win this one 34-21. CJ throwing for 349 yards for Buffalo. Unfortunately, 5 interceptions. That played a big role in this one. Highest was 64 yards on the ground for Ohio. teams combining for almost 600 yards through the air. Clemson hosting Pittsburgh. They look to stay undefeated in conference play and just have to show this playoff. Very odd to see. So Clemson scores a touchdown, about to go up 21. The kick for the extra point block. Offensive lineman, second time this week that they've recovered a fumble. Offensive lineman, the real stars of the show here. But Clemson wins this one 53 to 27. 6 turnovers for the Panthers offense. Maffa, 291 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns. Man, he is tough to stop. More ACC action. Miami hosting Georgia Tech. If you remember at the start of the season, Georgia Tech did go into Tallahassee and beat the Seminoles. But looking to pull off another upset in Florida. Things like that will help. The pitch good for a touchdown, 14-7, just 2 minutes to go in the half. And again, another big run for the G-Tech offense, tackled inside the 5 at the 1. And then King finding his target. So 21-7, a little over a minute to go. Look who comes up with the big heads, Xavier. Getting into the end zone, so 21-14. Georgia Tech, though, looking to answer, having to go hurry up. And King, TD pass, 28-14. Then the defense coming up big for the Yellow Jackets. A big interception, weaving his way around. And Powell Lee, he's going to run that back for a touchdown. So a 21-point lead in the second half. Miami, though, unfazed. Xavier, touchdown catch. So now it's 38-21 in the fourth quarter. Wide open. Xavier, again, touchdown catch. 38-28. Miami's defense coming up with an interception. So Miami been a really good second half team this season. The run continues. Cam looking deep, finding his target, and the lead is now cut to 3. Georgia Tech got to get some offense here, and the option helps. Everyone sucked in to King and Jamal Haynes. Another big run. Going to get the ball deep into Miami territory, and it explodes out on that one for a TD. So 45-35. Again, a deep ball in Johnson Jr., Chris Johnson Jr. to be specific. Huge touchdown here, 90-plus yards. So the lead is 3. 3rd and 8. The ball caught, but knocked out. So Miami's got a chance. They drive down the field with Powell Lee kicking the ball off in front of the goal line, and he's able to get outside, and he's going to run that back 90-plus yards for a touchdown. So Georgia Tech, for the second time this season, heads on the road to Florida. They knock off another ranked ACC team. They win 52-42. Haynes King throws for 278, 4 touchdowns. Cam Ward, 6 touchdown passes for 641 yards. Just would have liked to have a 7th touchdown. Gonna head out to the AAC. North Texas hosting UTSA. Drew Baca looking to see if this team will be flying high in this one. North Cal new to the league. And things like this will help when you're trying to pick up your first win. Henry Jr. to swing pass, catches ball, towards the tackle, spins inside, and finds his way into the end zone. So the Roadrunners up 7-0. But disaster strikes, an interception, and Young gets into the end zone. So the game tied at 7 before the end of the first quarter. Heading to quarter 2. RPO. Nice design play. Touchdown, Roadrunners. And right before the half, big play for North Texas. Maybe a tackle, you just run it out. But Sheffield break a 77-yard punt return. If his own guy wouldn't have slowed him down, maybe he gets in the end zone. But 3rd and 14, a screen pass. And Ragsdale finds the end zone, so it's tied at 14. 3rd quarter. Nice pass there. 21-14. Head to the 4th and 5. Gotta have it. Try to take a big shot. That ball's picked off. He'll go down. North Texas close. UTSA though holds on, win 21-14. McCown for UTSA 11-20. Those are 273, 3 touchdowns. Ragsdale, big game for him, had over 150 yards of combined offense with a touchdown. The last highlight, we'll take a look at Utah hosting Colorado in Big 12 action, a huge game for both teams. Obviously, college football playoff implications and Big 12 conference championship implications. A late season game and in the snow. So this should be fun. Rising, getting started early, finding his target, Dorian Singer, touchdown Utes. So 7-0. Sanders, back of the end zone, finding Travis Hunter, touchdown. So tied at 7. RPO, and a huge play here. 3rd and 1. That ends up being a touchdown for Wester. Colorado going up 14-7, rising. Looking, finding his target, breaks away. He'll get caught before he gets in the end zone. Sets up a short field. And 3rd and 1. Touchdown Utes. 14-14. And then right after the 2-minute warning, Stanley. Huge punt return here. 10 yards shy of 100. All the way back for a touchdown. Utes will go up 21-14. CU, though, will respond before the half to make it 21-17. Utah firing to start half 2. You see the touchdown run, 28-17. And then Travis Hunter. What a game for this young man. Already had a touchdown reception. Now he has a kick return to add. 2 TDs on the game for him. 28-24. Utah response. Stanley already had the punt return. Now he adds a rushing TD. 59 yards. Utah up 35-23. Sanders dropping back. Hunter. Corner dives, can't knock the ball down. Hunter again finding the end zone. Now it's 35-30. 3rd and inches. Huge run here by Hayden. The 30-yard touchdown run. 36-35. CU. 2-point conversion, no good. But Utah drives all the way down the field. 4th and 10 with a chance to take the lead. The hash kick. Over kick. So CU will still hold on to the lead. 3rd and 10. Sanders dropping back again. Finding Travis Hunter. 3rd touchdown reception of the day. An 8-point game. Utah's got one more shot. Rising, finding his target, stays in bounds. It's downfield. Then 3rd and 2. In the end zone, that ball is going to be knocked down. 4th and 2, direct snap. Great user play that breaks it up. And CU holds on to win 43-35. Shedeur Sanders, 23-29 for 424 touchdowns. The Utah rushing attack, 191 yards for 3 touchdowns. But Travis Hunter to star, 4 total touchdowns. He had 235 yards receiving. In other action, Iowa winners in Big Ten action, 41-10 over UCLA. Defense forcing 6 interceptions. Caleb Johnson, 132 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. North Carolina winners at home against Troy, 49-26. Offense efficient as usual for the Tar Heels. Max Johnson throwing for 273 and 4 touchdowns. Hampton running for 245, 3 touchdowns. UCF beats Liberty 52-38, 17-0 in the 4th quarter for UCF to come back and get the win. But the teams combined for over 800 yards of offense and 13 turnovers. Crazy game. Louisville wins a back and forth game over Stanford 41-30. Ty throwing for 2 touchdown passes. Isaac Brown 121 yards on the ground with a touchdown as well. Illinois winners on the road 40-20 over Michigan State. The Illini defense forcing 6 turnovers, a balanced attack as well on offense as they had over 346 yards. And the Buccaneer fan in me appreciates this one. A 6-3 win for Syracuse over Cal. 1 turnover piece. Defense first. Love to see defense getting some love. 9 points. That might be the fewest combined points for any game on this version college football, I'll take it. It's a nice breath of fresh air. So that'll do it for this episode. We covered a lot, but there's still a lot to cover. Tennessee comes into this block with 2 losses. How do they fare? Alabama and LSU had a great game. AAC, 2 undefeated teams in South Florida and Florida Atlantic doing battle. Can the Chips stay undefeated in the MAC? Do the Cougars stay undefeated? They're going to be taking on SDSU. And there's still other games that we need to see that haven't been played yet. An exciting block as we get closer to the end of the season.